Hey guys, I think you're enjoying the series on plant breeding. Okay, so we have already seen some important topics such as mutation as well as self-incompatibility, and recently we saw what is pure line selection. So continuing the series, we have the next in line is mass selection. Okay, so mass selection is nothing but contrasting to that pure line selection. We have one more selection method that is called as mass selection. Okay, so we'll see what it is. So mass selection, by the definition, is nothing but it is like planting a large number of trees of similar phenotypes, having same appearances such as same height or same flower, same color of the flowers. Like those phenotypes are selected, and their seeds are harvested and mixed together to constitute the new varieties. Okay, so it is nothing but it is like planting number of trees of the same appearances and selecting the best out of it. Okay, it is more or like similar to that of pure line selection, but it is done in masses. Next, so this method is practiced in both self and as well as cross-pollinated. Okay, so you can clearly see that it is one of the main advantages when compared to the pure line selection, whereas pure line selection is only self. Okay, whereas here it is cross-pollinated crops is also been undertaken, and some easily observable characters such as plant height, ear types, grain color, grain size, etc. are being taken. And next is the variety developed through mass selection would have a considerable genetic variation. It's very obvious there they do not have any genetic variation. There are homozygous. Okay, they're homozygous. That is, genetic variation is very less in pure line selection. And also the plants selected in mass selections are not subjected to any progeny test. Okay, whereas in pure line selection the progeny test is undergone to find the genotypes of the individual. Next, and there are two methods of mass selection. One is Hallett's method, practiced in 1869 by a scientist called as Hallett. Next is a Rimper method. Okay, so the main difference is here this: the crop is grown under best environmental condition, and the maximum amount of water fertilization is given to the plants, and then mass selection is practiced. That is it is fed up with a good amount of water, fertilization, everything. Whereas contrasting to this Hallett's method is Rimper method. Okay, here plants is been growing under ordinary condition, that is without any appropriate amount of water or without any good fertilizers, and it is done to check the available and it is done to check actually the adaptability of the plant. Okay, so this is very effective and easily applicable when compared to this Hallett's method. So guys, having seen the method, we need to know what are the applications of mass selection, why it is used. Okay, so mass selection is basically nothing. It has to be done for the improvement of the local varieties alone. Next thing is you have to purification of any existing pure line varieties. Okay, so these are the two methods where a mass selection is. So having seen the methods of the mass selection and application, we just come into the advantages. So what are the advantages that it poses when compared to the pure line selection? As I said earlier, it is more widely adapted than the pure lines. Okay, so that is the large number of plants are selected. The variety developed through a mass selection is widely more adapted. Okay, so that it can tolerate extreme amount of any edaphic factors or any temperature factors or any external environment, everything. Okay, and it is also more easier, simpler and quickest method of plant breeding because there is no controlled pollination and no progeny testing, and there is, you don't need to wait for some 9 or 10 years as like in pure line selection, and also it retains some considerable genetic variability. Okay, and hence the variety can be improved after few years by another mass selection, and the breeder can develop more time to another program, and it is very less time consuming. And the fifth point is so to meet the immediate demand for the farmers, you can improve the local varieties by mass selection. So these are the 5 points. It is widely adaptable, and then there is no need of any controlled pollination, no progeny testing, and the yielding time is very less when compared to pure line. And next is some you can retain the variety genetic variability, and it can be used to improve the crops. Okay, and it's very less time consuming. That's it. These are the advantages that it possesses over. Okay, since we've seen the disadvantages, we'll see the disadvantages as well. First one is, you know that the plants that the plant varieties that are developed by this method, they show great range of variation. Actually, they show great range of variation, and they are not uniform as compared to the pure lines. Hence they are less preferred by the farmers when compared to pure lines. Okay, so as I earlier said, there is no amount of, there is no progeny test as well. So without the progeny test, it is almost impossible to determine the selected plants whether they are homozygous or not. Okay, so the phenotypic superiority of selected plants is due to environment, or whether it's due to the genotype, it can't be determined as well. The next point is, the varieties that are developed by mass selections are more difficult to identify than pure line selections. Okay, so that is why they are very difficult to tag under in a seed certification program as well. So in pure lines, it has an advantage clearly over this. So it is, so the next thing is, it utilizes the variability that is already present, so it doesn't generate any new genetical variability as well. And the fifth point is nothing but, it is also doesn't improve any improvement in any quantitative characters such as yield, size of the flower, size of the fruits that is produced, because these two factors, that is the phenotypic and environmental effects, can be ruled out. Okay, the last thing is, the improvement is very short lived, that is you need to do again next year in cross-pollinated crops, because it has a variety of different genotypes. Okay, so these are the disadvantages that mass selection poses when compared to pure line selection. And finally, thank you for watching the video, and I humbly request you to like or comment, or give feedback of whatever you feel. All comments are welcome, and if you want any specialized topics, just do give in the comments. We'll try our best to teach you as well. Okay, so thank you, and thanks for the great support that I've been receiving. Thank you.